Okay. Okay, guys, welcome. Hello. Welcome to today's opportunity call. We are here today to share about what Plexus is, what this opportunity is, who we are as a team, and if this could be for you. So I am Marissa Almond. I am Senior Ruby Ambassador, and tonight I have my friend Katie Burns here. It's actually her birthday tonight, you guys. Well, today. And she's here sharing with us because she loves us so much. No. No, but all honestly, because she loves Plexus and it's a reason to be here. I mean, why not share about it on your birthday? So thank you for being here, Katie. But we're gonna just talk a little bit about like what Plexus is, what this opportunity is like, what the products are, and hopefully help you figure out if this is something that could work for you. And you're going to hear a little bit about my story and a little bit about Katie's story. And that's kind of it. So the right time, the right place, the right team, and definitely the best opportunity. That is what you will find here. So what is Plexus? So people ask this all the time. And the thing that I always say is we are the premier gut health company. There are lots of companies out there that have supplements. But what sets Plexus apart is that we really get to the root issue. Like if you were to Google search any symptom or issue that you are experiencing in your health, it's most likely related to one of three things: gut health, blood sugar balance, or inflammation. And with Plexus, we target all three of those. And so that is why people see such great results. Not only are the products, not only do the products target those things, but they do it in a very clean, natural way, so that your body's healing. It's not a quick fix. It's not something that's going to just, change overnight. And that's actually what I love about these products, because it helps you to really transform your health from the inside out. So as long as you're consistent and keep in touch with your sponsor and do the things that you need to do each day, you will see amazing results. We've had people, get off medications and, overcome illnesses that were told they were going to live with forever, or have symptoms, no longer have symptoms that they thought they were going to live with forever. And people even like reverse diabetes, like the what is it? Why can't I think, you guys? Total pregnancy brain right now. It's been happening all day. But like reverse the diagnosis of diabetes, like having it removed from their chart, is very, very, very powerful. And that's because you're healing, like your body's healing. You're able to function in ways that maybe you never have been able to. And a lot of times, especially me, like along my journey, I was surprised. Like I was surprised on all of the things that I was able to no longer deal with. What? Am I still here? It just told me I was signed out. Like Zoom just signed me out. Okay. But I was surprised because I dealt with things like anxiety ever since I was a kid. And I just thought that that was just part of me. And it was always going to be a part of me. I've always had acne, like cystic acne, forever, for as long as I can remember. Like even as a kid, it was the weirdest thing. And it was just something that I thought I was always going to have to deal with. And with Plexus, I don't deal with those things. It's not an issue. I was always really moody, like super moody, like crazy hormonal mood swings. And of course, after having several kids, it just felt like I was ping-ponging all over the place. And all of that is so much more controlled. I'm just in a happier, healthier place than I've ever been. And I had no idea that that's what I would get from this pink drink and gut health. And so anyway, there are a lot of different sort of categories of Plexus, but it's all related to gut health. So when we're looking at this slide here, we're looking at gut health, weight loss. So many times people come to us and they want like weight loss. It's what a lot of people want, right? But what happens if your body is not in a good balanced state and your gut is not healthy, weight loss is going to be really hard to achieve. And that's why when people are consistent on these products and they allow their body to heal, they just start losing weight. I know for me, it was in my 4th month, all of a sudden, I had been feeling good and I was having great energy and I was loving my results with a newborn, like I was postpartum. But in month 4 of using the products, all of a sudden it was like the switch went off and I just started dropping weight like crazy. And I would put on clothes that, you know, were a little tight literally days before and then would fit me amazing like a couple days later. And it was like my body was just shrinking up because I was finally healed. Like things were starting to work in the right ways. And then it was like, okay, your body can lose some weight. I'm going to let you lose some weight. Like it was that simple. Things as far as nutrition, multivitamins, skincare. Like I said, I had a lot of acne that healed up a lot with gut health, but then I added in some of our skincare line and which I love, and it's way cheaper than I was spending on before. My kids, they use all of the kids products. My little one battled with constipation for years, and now she's not afraid to go to the bathroom. I wish that I had Plexus when we were potty training her because it was awful. And now they chew up their vitamins. We just made a swap and things are so much better. And then just overall wellness. So if you're just if you're already a healthy person and you're like, I just want to like swap out, you know, this vitamin that I'm using for this one, like this is the place for you too. Okay. And that's actually a lot of sort of what Katie can share on too, because that's sort of where she was coming from. So who is Plexus? Like you can read this. I'm not going to read all this to you, but the main thing that I wanted to focus on here is that with Plexus, you are joining not only like this amazing team of women that I love, and there are some men, but mostly women, but you're getting a company that really like stands behind their products, really stands behind the people that share Plexus and takes care of us. We are constantly being rewarded and being thrown incentives at us and being recognized for things that we are doing within our company and within this business, basically doing for what we're already want to do in sharing Plexus and build a business and change lives. And then it's like, oh, you're going to do that? Okay, I'm going to give you, you know, X amount of cash just for doing what you're already doing. Or like, I know many of us on this trip or on this call are going on a trip here in very like 10 short days, nobody's counting, in about 10 short days. And like, I'm taking my whole family to Disney World, paid for by Plexus. Like, I don't know any other place that like I would be able to do that. I'm just a regular person. I teach full time. And I have 3 kids. I'm expecting. My husband is a football coach. We're very ordinary people doing ordinary things every single day. But because of the position that we are in and being able to be a part of a company like this, we are treated very extraordinary. Like it is really remarkable. And so I say that to say that like, here I am in a messy bun and sharing this with you guys. And it doesn't just because like, I don't know, it's there. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing something that's very consistent and something that I care about and helping other people. But because of where we are and because of this company and how much they believe in what we're doing here, we're treated very, very well. And we're allowed to experience things that we were never able to experience before. I can tell you right now, on a teacher salary, taking my whole family to Disney World would be something that we would have to save up probably at least months, maybe a year to do. It just wasn't possible. But because I work in the nooks and crannies of my day, we can do things like that. And we are really spoiled in so many ways because of that. So I'm going to hand it over to Katie Burns, and she's going to share a little bit about her story.
Hi guys. Okay, so I'm going to jump in. I have lots of different parts and I'm just going to share a piece of my story tonight. Like Marissa said, today is my birthday. I turned, I guess, 34. My husband had to tell me I was 34, not 33. So that's a fun thing. But I say that because tonight we're kind of focusing on teachers. Marissa and I are both teachers. And I started teaching when I was 22 years old. So I want to like paint this picture for you. I was 22 years old and like burning like candle at both ends, doing all the things that my friends were doing, and then also going to my real teacher job. And I would walk in with like a coffee mug, but it was full of Monster, like Monster energy drink. But I was too embarrassed. I would never have walked around with a Monster like can. And so I would pour it into a coffee mug. And like my friends that knew me really close in like all of my different teaching positions would always tease me, like, what do you got in your cup today? Right. Because I didn't drink coffee. I drank a Monster in the morning and a Monster in the afternoon. Like that was how I survived. And that didn't change like until I was like in my late 20s, when I was like, these things are so terrible for you. Right. But that's really how I survived. I was always exhausted. And most recently, I was teaching kindergarten in the classroom, and it's a half day program. And so I would just like the kids would leave and I would just be so wiped out, like serious teacher zombie. And, I'm supposed to be prepping stuff. I'm supposed to be getting stuff done and, thinking outside the box and collaborating all these things. And I literally would just like sit with my feet up on my desk and scroll on my phone. And that was the only energy I had. Like that was it. And I didn't want to be like that kind of teacher. I also didn't want to be that kind of wife and mom and all of those things. And so I knew that something had to change, but I just didn't really think there was anything that could change because I was already what I would consider to be healthy. So about 5 years ago, I really started to learn about products and ingredients and things like that. And that's why, the Monster kick had to go, because I knew how terrible they were. But I was also controlled by this like sugar craving in the terms of like, I would have Skittles in my desk drawer and I would just pop a handful of them at 7 a.m. when I'd walk in the classroom, because it was like I needed it. I'd walk into my classroom and it was like sugar. In staff rooms, there's always like donuts or chocolates or whatever. And I like literally knew how terrible sugar was for me. So I would go in there and I'd like quarter a donut and I'd like eat a quarter of it and walk back to my classroom. And then like, I'd like peek and make sure no one was like in the staff room, because it was right across from my classroom. And I'd like sneak back over there and like take another quarter. And like, no joke, by the end of the day, I'd have like 3 donuts down, and then I'd feel so guilty and I'd be so embarrassed because I was really trying to live like this healthy lifestyle and I'm like sneaking donuts, or like, if there was nothing in the staff room, I'm like scrounging in my desk drawer for coins so I can go to the vending machine. Like it was so bad. I was so controlled by sugar. And I learned about ingredients and I was like, okay, so maybe I need to do some supplementation. Like maybe I'm not getting all the things that my body needs. And so I thought I'll have to figure out, like, I find a company, it's probably going to cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. I'm gonna have to go to like Whole Foods and buy this super expensive probiotic that's in the fridge and right? And then my best friend was like, hey, I'm doing this thing, like do it with me. And I was like, there is no way that like a network marketing company has clean enough ingredients for like what I want to do or take in my body, right? Okay, teachers, we know that we are like always doing side hustles. So I had literally tried several different network marketing companies because I was just trying to find a way to make some more money. I also was so guilty of doing after school program, before school program, summer school, tutoring, like literally all the things, because we don't make very much money. We don't do this for the money. Okay, done. Let's just get that out there. So I had tried so many other companies and I was like, I know how this network marketing works. It's so kind of like lame, and I have to sell products and like nothing ever really works. Right. And then I'm like, and especially like, I just don't think the ingredients are going to be clean enough. So my friend's like, they really are clean. They're good. So I went and checked out the ingredients. I was shocked because not only are the ingredients good, but like I saw the purpose behind literally each ingredient in the products. And like, since then, I've gotten way more crunchy, way more like sciencey and ingredient like snobby. And I just love our products even more because of that. So it's been almost 3 years that I started these products, and I had a 6-month-old at the time. I was like back to my normal, which was the energy crashes in the afternoon and the sugar cravings and eating all the sugar all the time. That was normal for me. And I just knew that like I wanted to be a better mom. I wanted to show up as a better wife. I wanted to show up as a better teacher, right? And I started these supplements, and I noticed within the first 60 days that I was like literally like bebopping around campus in the afternoons, like, hey, what are you prepping? What are you doing? What's going on for St. Patrick's Day? Oh, let's do leprechaun thing. Like I was so fired up. And then like I would go home and play with my son, like not just like leave him on the floor to roll around. You know, I played with him, and then I wanted to hang out with my husband. And like it was massively different, even though those two things were very normal. And I just thought that they were okay. I mean, I was back in my pre-baby clothes, so I didn't think the sugar cravings were really controlling me. Um, but I felt so much better. And so this is where my story really drastically changed. I'm like, okay, I'm already healthy. I love these products. What if I like share them with people? Like I'm always looking for a side hustle, right? And so I shared them with three people. Literally the three people I shared them with were my cousin, my mom, and an old friend, like that I didn't even know we were still connected on social media. I like shared them with those three people. And then it just kind of spiraled and I continued sharing. And what's so cool about this is now we are at a point in our business where yes, I share with people every single month, and I help people start their health journeys, but I also get to use like my teaching skills and my leadership skills to coach other men and women to start their businesses and to help other people get their other people on their health journeys. So I get to like, it's kind of like this pretty bow of me using the things that I love about teaching with adults instead of with kids. And it's like amazing. I never, ever, ever pictured myself leaving the classroom ever. And then 2020 happened and like, you know, it was a crazy year. And now I'm like, I don't enjoy the way that it is. It's so different. If you're a teacher right now, you know that. And so you guys, I literally get to leave the classroom next year. My teaching salary and my Plexus salary, like the 1099 came from Plexus, the 1099 came from my school district. It is to the T the same exact amount of money. Like it is to the T the same money. That just is like my sign that like I'm meant to replace my teaching income with my Plexus income because they're the same, right? And I was so nervous to say that in the beginning because I was afraid people would be like, well, but you're a trained teacher. But guess what? I get to teach still. Like I still get to do that. And it's so much more rewarding and fulfilling, like for me in this season of my life. I also get to drive around a fancy car if I want, or take a lifestyle bonus if I want. I get to pick if I want to drive a Lexus or if I get to drive around a nice car. Like, I mean, get a lifestyle bonus. Like we were not doing that on my teaching salary. I can tell you that much. Like Marissa said, I went on like 7 trips last year and I have like 7 trips this year planned with Plexus, paid for by Plexus. I got to go on this super bougie trip to Mexico where, I mean, like my husband and I were both like, this is unreal. Like you see that with like doctors and surgeons and things like that. I'm just like a little teacher and it was so fun. Like it was amazing. And the last thing I want to say is I really, really love the community that comes with teachers. Okay. One of my coworkers was the first person who knew I was pregnant with my daughter because I took my pregnancy test at school and I'm like, oh my gosh, right? Like, and just because you get so close with these people, right? They are your people. Okay. And that is exactly what this community, this team brings. These people were also some of the first people that have found out when I was in labor, or the first people that have found out when something exciting is happening, or are right there when I need someone to just be like, what is happening right now, right? These people on this team are that exact community, and it is so beautiful. So that's all. Hopefully I didn't ramble too long.
No, I love it. I love it so much. I'm so glad that you touched on the piece about like, but you're a trained teacher, like, because that's something that like for a while now I have been going through because like Katie, I also have replaced my teaching income. And like I said, I'm expecting, so it's just been hard. It's been a hard couple years in teaching, because so much has changed. There's a lot that's different. I don't feel that I have a lot of control, a lot of what I can do in my classroom like I used to have before. A lot of that joy, I guess, has sort of been taken. And I hate that. I hate that for me. I hate that for the kids. I hate that for a lot of reasons. But at the same time, like something that I can control is the joy that I get from working this business. Because like Katie said, I am a trained teacher. I have a master's degree in administration. Like there are things that I can do in teaching, but also that has also helped me develop so many skills that I'm that I know and that I've been using and that I want to help other people realize that they can use in this network as well, like in a business like this, using those leadership skills. Teaching and coaching are synonymous. Like it's essentially the same thing. And I say that, and I've said that for years, and it's so crazy. This is now hitting me. Like I've said that for years because my husband is a football coach, and we have talked all the time we've been together about how what we do is so similar. And now here I am sort of more in a coach than like a teach lead, I guess. I don't know, because you're still teaching, but it's a little bit, it's the same. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that you're still using, I still get to use those skills with people, and they're just my peers now, and they're not small children. And it's so much more rewarding because you're sort of, although impacting children and helping them to grow and to learn is so, so powerful and so rewarding. But the way that I look at it now is like, I'm also helping moms and dads that can instill that into their kids now and provide for them in ways that maybe they weren't before. And when you can impact somebody that then goes and impacts several other people, like your impact is so much bigger. And so anyway, I'm just really glad that you touched on that because, I think that there is some sort of like guilt that people can feel in, leaving their profession, so to speak. But I don't really feel like I'm leaving because what I'm putting more time into now is my own kids, and my own family, and being able to really impact them in a greater sense, not just financially and what I'm able to provide for them, but also in my time, in my energy, in my mood. I can be more available to them in so many ways, and I can be sort of their constant. My husband, like I said, coaches football. We move a lot. And so when we move, it's really hard for me to have to like go renew my credential in a different state and go through all of that and find a job. And here, it can be seamless. We can move and my business comes with me, and I get to still be the constant with my kids. So while everything else is changing around us, which has really been our reality for a couple years now, regardless of what it is that you do, this allows you to remain constant with your family, take your business with you. As a matter of fact, I feel that when we move, my business grows because I meet new people, and I'm, able to network and connect with whole other groups of people, of educators, of moms, of coaches, families, whatever. So it's just something that has brought so much joy into my life, and given us so much more options than we've ever had before on a teacher salary. And so I'm really, really excited about being able to be home this time and not have to leave my little one after 6 weeks of maternity leave, which has been my reality for 3 different times now. So this 4th time that I won't be doing that. So this is a look at our team. This is, you can see, we've got men, women of all ages and sizes and whatever, but we all come from different places. We have a lot of teachers on our team because I feel like teachers attract teachers. And like what Katie said, teachers are amazing people. They're very creative. They're very collaborative. They're very driven leaders, like they're natural leaders, and that's something that they work on all the time. And that just transfers over so easily to something like this. Teachers have influence. That's exactly what you're doing. You influence the kids in your classroom. You can do that with your peers. There's just so many things, so many skills that teachers have and that's why I love sharing this opportunity with teachers, because we know you need the products. Like that's a given. You need clean energy. You need mental clarity. I mean, being around kids of any age, whether you're a high school teacher, a college professor, it doesn't matter. If you're in administration, well, you 1000% need Plexus. But like, there are so many reasons why you need the product. So it only makes sense. You're already probably tutoring or doing some other side gig or crafting things and selling them on Etsy. Like that's what teachers do. I know that because I'm one, and a lot of my friends do those things. Many of them now are on this team because it just makes sense. The time that you put in and the income that you can make, it's sort of a no-brainer. So these are some of our people on our team. We're working moms, stay-at-home moms, corporate moms, teachers, men, all different kinds of people. And so why Plexus? Like, why would you choose Plexus over something else? I think that we've talked a lot about that already, but some things that people ask about are like inventory. Nope, don't have to do that. Parties, nope, don't have to do that. Quotas, like on a certain number of sales that you have to make. No, we're not like that. You don't have to do any of those things. All you're doing is getting your products and sharing your journey. So I'm just going to say the pregnancy thing again, because I'm pregnant and that's what's on my mind. But like, if you've ever been pregnant and you share your journey of your pregnancy, you bump photos or whatever, like that's what this is. You're sharing your journey. You're sharing about your small wins. You're sharing about your big wins. You're sharing about your excitement and your hope. And you'd be surprised at how many people connect with that and want what you have. So here's a look at just an average income based on rank that you can make with Plexus. And this is like on the low end. This is very, very, very basic as far as income per rank. But the cool thing is if you look all the way down there at the diamond, there's no cap there. So actually our diamond, Jordan Roddenberry, who is the diamond on our team, just re-entered. So that means she's diamond, but she is re-entering to basically do this all over again. So there's no cap. Okay. Just because it says 20,000 there at diamond, like I said, that's low end, and that's speaking directly from diamond experience. That is low end for a diamond, but you can re-enter and do it all over again. So anyway, very, very possible. We've got a lot of people shooting tonight for some of these big ranks. And it's just been really, really fun to watch people grow in that way. So every month Plexus incentivizes us with something fun just for working our business and doing the things that we're already doing. In February, it was a cash bonus referral incentive. And so like if you were somebody that was just getting started, this is what you could look at. Just for referring 3 friends, you're making $357, which is triple your initial investment for your products. So, I mean, there's that. Everybody pretty much has, I think, 3 people that they can rely on to call and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. I want you to come do it with me. Or 3 people that are on your heart. I know when I first started, it was people that I thought of every day that I was like, oh, I know that she struggles with migraines. I really need to share this with her. Or, oh, I know that he's diabetic and I know that this will really help. Or I know that she is struggling with her energy and keeping up with her kids. Like I should share this with her. Or I know that she's working 3 jobs and putting herself through college. Like I should really share this opportunity with her. So like that's sort of how I got started. Katie shared her first 3 people, so I'll share mine. One was a coworker from school, a friend of mine from school that I worked with. One was my mom and one was my cousin. So those were my 3 people that just started initially with me. And I'll tell you, every single one of those people to this day still uses their products and loves them. So there's something to be said about bringing people on to do it with you, because I'm still here, they're still here. When you have accountability partners to do this with, you're just more successful. You're actually 80% more successful in reaching your goals. And so if you're wondering, like, how do I get started? What should I do? Call your sponsor. Call, if you haven't signed up yet, call whoever invited you here and talk with them about what you can do, how this works for you. I really would love for you to be able to talk with them about like what your goal is. You saw that income chart. Where would you want to fall? Okay, what would you want to work for? What amount of money would make a difference to you and your family? And if you're looking for other things like community, what are you looking for in a community? Like what fires you up? What kind of people do you want to be around? If it's more based on like personal growth, which is a huge thing for me, like what do you want to grow in? What do you want to improve yourself in? If it's you know, like you like fun, you want to go on trips, you want to win things, like you want to go do all the fancy things, or not even fancy things, you just want to go adventure and hike and whatever, like share that with who invited you here. And then talk about what you want to be or what you want to do and where you want to be, the kind of person that you see yourself being in an opportunity like this, and just with the products, like what kind of goals do you have as far as starting the products? And then they will help you get started. It's very, very simple to get started. We have all the systems in place. All you need to do is just commit to it and do it, and you're in the right place to make it happen. So I guess that's about it. I'm going to stop recording as soon as I can.